Barnes & Noble is a Fortune 500 company which runs 647 bookstores across the United States. Their retail stores are large, averaging 26,000 square feet and offering a large selection of books, as well as music, DVDs, gifts, toys, and games. Their stores also offer Barnes & Noble branded cafes which serve Starbucks beverages. Like many retailers, Barnes & Noble has been struggling with consumers' move to digital. In particular, buying books online primarily from Amazon.com, and also the increasing popularity of e-readers like the Kindle, which allow customers to read digital books. Last week, Barnes & Noble reported sales and earnings for its 2016 fiscal second quarter, which ended October 31st, 2015. Sales for the second quarter were $895 million, decreasing 4.5% as compared to a year ago. Shares of Barnes & Noble plunged more than 20% on the news and are now down nearly 40% this year. The company is continuing to close stores due to this poor performance. Barnes & Noble's foray into digital is also not going well. The Nook e-reader, a competitor to Amazon's Kindle, has been a disaster, with year-over-year division sales falling 22% in the second quarter of 2015. Also, earlier this year, Barnes & Noble decided to spin off its college bookstore business in order to focus more on its retail stores. But what can Barnes & Noble do to reinvigorate its retail stores, and will this be enough to save the company? Barnes & Noble is already making an effort to reposition itself. This is most evident in their new holiday television ad featuring Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett. The tagline, "You never know who you'll meet at Barnes & Noble," tries to move the store closer to a lifestyle brand. The ad specifically positions the store as a place where customers want to go to be seen and to run into their friends. Have a look.
I said I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I have to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I wish I knew
Your
how
eyes are like starlight
to
now.
break this spell.
I'll take your hat, your hair looks
I
swell.
ought to say no, no, no,
Mind
sir.
if I move in
At
closer?
least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my
I
pride?
really can't stay. Baby, it's cold outside.
You never know who you'll meet at Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble is indeed positioning itself in the same space as local independent bookstores, which according to TheWeek.com are enjoying a revival. From 2009 to 2014, the number of independent bookstores has increased 27%, and sales at independent bookstores are outpacing the growth of book sales in general. And Barnes & Noble is hoping to take advantage of the resurgence of records by adding fully stocked vinyl sections in its stores and hosting its own Record Store Day to target millennials. Stealing a page from independent bookstores seems like a wise move. However, Barnes & Noble needs to think carefully about how to reposition in a way that is authentic given its size and position in the market. We like the direction in which Barnes & Noble is moving and have the following recommendation for changing their positioning going forward. The positioning would be, for educated, upwardly mobile, and upper-class consumers, with and without children, Barnes & Noble is the leading retailer of books, music, and other media that offers a cultural hub in which customers can gather with their community and enjoy activities for an enriched life. Now, let's unpack this positioning a little. As a big box store, Barnes & Noble's advantages over competitors include its large size and broad product selection. It is known for books, but has expanded their product line to include a wide selection of music, DVDs, toys, and gifts. However, it could seem impersonal or factory-like when compared to independent bookstores, which are growing in popularity and more integrated into their communities. Barnes & Noble should enhance the human dimension of their brand, taking inspiration from independent book and music stores and even libraries. The atmosphere of their stores should enhance customers' love of books and provide a setting that encourages discussion. This will require hiring staff that are knowledgeable and passionate. We like to think of the idea of a book barista, someone who loves books and can engage in discussions with customers to provide personalized recommendations. Additionally, their stores should be set up to invite lingering. They can think about adding more seating in common spaces with sofas and chairs, maybe even a fireplace in which customers can appreciate the books and music sold in the store. Customers should also be invited to bring their drinks outside the Barnes & Noble cafe and use the seating areas in the store to meet and enjoy conversation with friends. They could even open up some of the games sold in the store, like Scrabble, and invite guests to play. Barnes & Noble should also take care with the other products they offer. For example, rather than offering a broad selection of toys for children, consider a more limited selection that focuses on learning and creativity. And they should consider updating their children's section to enhance the family friendliness of the stores. The current kids section is cluttered and impersonal. By turning their kids section into a space that kids want to hang out in, with child-sized seating, toys, and books, they can enhance their positioning as a gathering space for the community, which we'll talk about next. In moving towards a more personalized experience, Barnes & Noble should become more integrated into their communities rather than just a channel where purchases happen. To achieve this, Barnes & Noble should start by revamping the look and feel of their stores, moving from a generic impersonal big box to a more customized design that reflects the heart and soul of the communities in which they exist. One way they can do this is by allowing their store personnel creative license to incorporate local elements. Some examples could include selecting furniture that reflects the community, decorating the walls with art from local artists, as many local coffee shops and restaurants do, and even featuring products from makers in their local communities which could be highlighted in their gifts section. Finally, Barnes & Noble should encourage stores to create their own social media pages on Facebook, Google+, and other sites. These could be used to highlight the store's local flavor and also feature the calendar of activities and events which we will talk about next. In line with becoming more integrated in their communities, Barnes & Noble should use their large space to contribute. Similar to local libraries, Barnes & Noble can serve as a community center of sorts, offering a broad range of activities in their stores. These activities should fit Barnes & Noble's positioning, which provide a number of potential options. One obvious idea is to host a weekly story time for children. This can invite stay-at-home parents or caregivers to bring children into the store during the week when the store is less busy. The children can be allowed to stay after story time to check out the store's toys and games, which should be open and available for play in the dedicated children's section. Barnes & Noble can also forge a partnership between their cafe and the vinyl record sections which have been added to their stores to put more focus on music. They could invite local musicians to play in their stores, hold different music theme nights, or host open mic nights at their cafe. Finally, Barnes & Noble can invite the local community partners to use their space for planned activities or events, therefore forging a stronger bond with the community. And implementing the associated recommendations, we believe Barnes & Noble will be able to revitalize its retail business and move towards sustained profitability. Thank you for watching our presentation.